This week marked the anniversary of Kristallnacht, the organized pogrom which happened in 1938 when Nazi thugs rampaged through the streets of Austria, Germany, and the Czech Sudetenland, which was under Nazi control at the time, destroying Jewish businesses, homes, places of worship, arresting many Jewish people and interning them. Now, that was a real turning point in the Nazi program against the Jews, because they realized that they could do millions of dollars of damage, arrest Jewish people in the middle of the night. And also, just a side note, the millions of dollars of damage they did, they then forced the Jewish community to pay for, and the world will sit silently by and do nothing. That the Nazi regime realized that they could attack the Jews, murder them in cases, and the world would sit on silently, uttering barely any condemnation. And that, of course, would lead to much darker things, like the Holocaust and the murder of 6 million Jews. Now, while we remember Kristallnacht and what happened on that horrific couple of days, we must also look at what's happening right now, today. We have seen since October 7th, and it was honestly before October 7th, the spiraling anti-Semitism. My dear friend, the late Irving Roth, Holocaust survivor, would always say it starts with words. It didn't go from the Nazi regime to Kristallnacht to the Holocaust. It started with propaganda, demonization, scapegoating, and we're seeing the exact same thing now. The normalization of anti-Semitism, the widespread dog whistle of saying Zionist when you're talking about Jews, making Zionism as somehow this evil or dirty word, attaching attributes to Zionism which simply aren't reality. Zionism is racism, and also this is the anniversary this week of the Zionism is racism resolution that was brought to the UN. A liberation movement for the Jewish people, which has encompassed people from all backgrounds who are Jewish, is somehow racist. Zionism, which in the Declaration of Independence for the State of Israel says that all citizens are part of the State of Israel. There is no discrimination. Yet apparently that is racism. Throughout history, the Jews have been used as a convenient scapegoat by people who believe propaganda talking points, who believe the myths that are propagated. Just as the Nazis blamed Germany's loss in the First World War on the Jews, we now are seeing Americans blaming the Jews for whatever it is. Be it the economy, be it the banks, be it social media, be it degeneracy in society, let's blame the Jews. Why? Because they're such a tiny minority? All the Jews are trying to take over. So you're trying to tell me 0.02% of the world's population have grand designs to take over the world, have grand designs to control the world. Oh no, the Jews control the media. Why are there so many Jews in Hollywood and the media? Do you know why? If you actually read a book, which isn't Facebook, if you actually read history, because when Jews came to America, they wanted to be part of American society. They wanted to be pioneers in American industry and find industries that they could exist in, because they were shunned from so many industries. That's why there were so many Jews in banking, because in Christian Europe, Jews were not allowed into so many industries, weren't allowed to join guilds, but they were allowed into finance and being money lenders. That's how they ended up there. It wasn't some grand plan. Oh, Israel is infiltrating our education system. Yet look at how much is spent by Qatar in the American education system. And it's such a bizarre coincidence that now we have these college institutions turning anti-Western, anti-American, trampling the very values of American society. All I can say is open your eyes and take away the blinders of Jew hatred, because we must be better. America stands on some of the most noble principles of human existence, and we must do better. That we are allowing this festering cancer of anti-Semitism to once again grow a foothold in our country is a huge disservice to the people who laid the foundations for this country. And it is on every single one of us to stand up and speak up. Learn the truth. Don't take my word for it. Go beyond the tweets and the Facebook posts. Actually learn the facts. And be an American. In a week where we remember the veterans who fought for this country. In a week where we've had Veterans Day, be the American who honors the sacrifice that veterans make. And the scripture says, to those who much is given, much is asked. And we have been given what I believe is the greatest country on earth. So much is asked of us to preserve this and make it its very best iteration. This is Qasim Hafiz for the CUFI Weekly.
For Zion's sake, do not remain silent.
Thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get a notification every time a new episode hits. And if you want to check out some of our previous episodes, and we've got some really good ones, click on one of the thumbnails and that will take you right there. And finally, if you want to know more about CUFI and the work we do, go to cufi.org to check out all the resources we have available free to you.